here's something that surprises almost every beginner gardener the first time they hear it. Frost isn't the enemy of your vegetable garden. For a handful of very specific crops, it's actually the secret ingredient. While you're out there anxiously covering your tomatoes and squash the moment temperatures drop, there's a whole category of vegetables quietly waiting for that first cold snap, because that's precisely the moment they transform from good to genuinely incredible. Today we're covering 7 vegetables that taste dramatically better after a frost, plus exactly how to grow, care for, and harvest them so you can experience that difference for yourself this year. Let's start with the list, because once you know what to look for, you'll never rush to harvest these crops early again. Kale is probably the most famous example. Its leaves turn noticeably sweeter and more tender once temperatures dip below freezing. Brussels sprouts follow a similar pattern. Many experienced gardeners intentionally wait for a frost before harvesting because the sprouts lose their bitter edge and develop a nuttier, more balanced flavor. Carrots are another classic. A cold snap triggers a natural sweetening process that turns an average carrot into something genuinely craveable. Parsnips take this even further. Many gardeners consider parsnips harvested before frost to be practically inedible, compared to the rich, honey-like sweetness that develops afterward. Collard greens soften and mellow beautifully once cold weather hits, losing much of the toughness and bitterness they carry in warmer months. Spinach becomes noticeably more tender and sweet with a touch of frost exposure. And, finally, turnips round out our list. Their sometimes sharp, peppery bite mellows into something much more pleasant once the cold sets in. So what's actually happening inside these plants? Why does frost trigger this remarkable flavor transformation instead of just damaging them, like it would a tomato or a pepper plant? Here's where the science gets genuinely fascinating. These 7 vegetables share a built-in survival mechanism. When temperatures drop toward freezing, the plant starts converting stored starches into simple sugars. This isn't just a random chemical reaction, it's a deliberate biological defense strategy. Sugar molecules act like a natural antifreeze, lowering the freezing point of the water inside plant cells and protecting delicate cell walls from being ruptured by ice crystals. Researchers studying plant cold tolerance have documented this process extensively, showing that as external temperatures fall, enzymes within the plant break down complex starch molecules into glucose and fructose, both of which taste noticeably sweeter to our palate than the starches they replaced. This is precisely why a carrot pulled after a frost tastes so different from one harvested in the heat of August. The plant has quite literally converted part of itself into sugar for survival. And we get to enjoy the delicious side effect. Beyond sweetness, studies on cold-stressed brassica vegetables, the family that includes kale, Brussels sprouts, and collard greens, have found something else interesting. Cooler temperatures actually increase the concentration of certain antioxidant compounds and vitamin C within the leaves. The plant produces these compounds partly as additional protection against cold-induced cellular stress, which means the frost-touched kale on your plate isn't just sweeter, it may genuinely be more nutrient-dense than the same plant harvested in summer heat. Root vegetables show a related but slightly different pattern. Research into carrot and parsnip physiology reveals that the sugar conversion process concentrates most heavily in the outer layers of the root, which is part of why the texture also becomes noticeably more tender after a frost, not just sweeter. This matters for your body just as much as it matters for your taste buds. These frost-sweetened vegetables are loaded with nutrition, precisely when your immune system needs the most support heading into cold and flu season. Kale, collards, and turnip greens are exceptional sources of vitamin K, vitamin C, and folate, all of which play meaningful roles in immune function and cell repair. Carrots and parsnips are rich in beta-carotene and fiber, supporting eye health and healthy digestion. Brussels sprouts contain glucosinolates, compounds that have been studied for their potential role in supporting the body's natural detoxification pathways. There's also something worth mentioning about the act of harvesting these crops yourself. Research in environmental psychology has consistently linked hands-on gardening activity with measurably lower stress hormone levels and improved mood. And there's a particular satisfaction in waiting patiently for that first frost, watching your garden transform, and finally, tasting the reward of your patience. Now, let's talk about how to actually grow and care for these 7 vegetables so you get that incredible post-frost payoff. All 7 prefer cooler growing conditions from the start. So timing your planting for late summer through early fall gives them time to mature just as temperatures begin dropping. Soil preparation matters quite a bit here. Work several inches of finished compost into your beds before planting, since these crops need steady access to nutrients throughout their longer growing window. For root vegetables like carrots, parsnips, and turnips, loosen your soil at least 8 inches deep and remove rocks or clumps. Anything that blocks a growing root will cause forking or stunted growth, which becomes especially disappointing after waiting months for that frost-sweetened payoff. Brassicas like kale, Brussels sprouts, and collards benefit from slightly wider spacing than beginners often expect. Crowding restricts airflow and can invite fungal issues as the weather cools and humidity lingers longer on leaves. Light and temperature requirements are fairly consistent across this group, which makes planning your garden layout simpler. Most of these 7 crops want a solid 6 hours of direct sunlight daily, though leafy greens like kale, collards, and spinach can tolerate slightly less as the growing season progresses and sun angles lower. Ideal air temperatures for steady growth sit between 55 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and here's the key detail beginners often miss. These vegetables actually continue growing productively, even as temperatures dip into the 30s and 40s. They simply slow down rather than stopping altogether the way warm season crops do. Brussels sprouts in particular benefit from consistently cool weather. Throughout their entire growing period, warm early autumn temperatures can actually cause loose, less compact sprouts, so gardeners in warmer regions sometimes get better results with a slightly later planting date than instinct might suggest. One question beginners ask constantly is exactly how to know when the frost has done its job. Since you don't want to harvest too early and miss the sweetening effect, but you also don't want to wait so long that quality starts declining. A good rule of thumb is to wait until your area has experienced at least 1 or 2 nights where temperatures dropped into the low 30s. This is generally enough to trigger meaningful starch-to-sugar conversion without causing damage. For leafy greens like kale and collards, you'll actually notice a visible change. The leaves often take on a slightly darker, glossier appearance once the sweetening process kicks in. For root vegetables, the most reliable method is simply doing a taste test. Pull 1 carrot or parsnip after the first hard frost and compare it to how it tasted before. Most gardeners are genuinely shocked by the difference. Brussels sprouts are a bit more forgiving. They can handle several frosts and even a light freeze without any quality loss, which is why many gardeners consider them one of the last crops standing in a fall garden, sometimes still producing well into December in many parts of the country. Let's also talk about how these 7 crops fit together in your garden layout, because there are some genuinely useful pairings worth knowing. Carrots and parsnips can be planted in the same bed, since they share nearly identical soil and spacing preferences. And radishes make an excellent companion for both, germinating quickly enough to mark the rows, while the slower root vegetables get established underneath. Kale, collards, and turnips also pair nicely together, since they tolerate similar light and watering conditions, letting you manage an entire section of your garden with one consistent routine. Brussels sprouts need a bit more individual space, given their eventual height, so they're often best planted along a border or back row where they won't shade out shorter neighboring crops. If you're working with limited space, containers work surprisingly well for kale, collards, and turnips. A pot at least 12 inches deep gives roots enough room, and containers have the added benefit of being easier to move to a more sheltered spot if an unusually severe cold snap is forecast. Let's move into watering, because for these longer season crops, consistency becomes even more important than it is for quick summer vegetables. The golden rule remains the same across all 7: water deeply but less frequently, rather than giving frequent light sprinkles. This encourages roots to grow downward in search of moisture, building the strong root systems that support months of steady growth. Aim for roughly 1 inch of water per week including rainfall, adjusting upward slightly during any unusually dry stretches. Always water at the base of the plant, rather than over the leaves. Wet foliage sitting in cooler, damper fall air creates ideal conditions for fungal problems, particularly for brassicas, which are more susceptible than most vegetables. For carrots and parsnips specifically, inconsistent watering is the single biggest cause of cracked or forked roots. So, if your schedule tends to be irregular, consider a simple drip irrigation setup, or scheduled reminder to keep moisture levels steady throughout their long maturation period. Fertilizing these crops requires a bit of patience and planning since they're in the ground for considerably longer than fast summer vegetables. Work a balanced, slow-release fertilizer into your soil at planting time, then follow up with a light feeding every 3 to 4 weeks throughout the growing season. Leafy brassicas like kale and collards benefit from slightly higher nitrogen levels to fuel continuous leaf production, while root vegetables prefer a formula lower in nitrogen and higher in phosphorus and potassium, since excess nitrogen pushes leafy top growth at the expense of the root swelling beneath the soil. As for pruning, this is mostly routine maintenance rather than aggressive cutting. For kale and collards, harvest outer leaves first and let the center continue producing. This can extend your harvest window by weeks. Brussels sprouts benefit from having their top growing point removed about a month before your expected harvest, redirecting the plant's energy into maturing the sprouts along the stem, rather than continuing to grow taller. Regularly remove any yellowing or damaged leaves throughout the season to keep airflow healthy